Hello everyone, happy Lunar New Year to those who are celebrating Gongxi Gongxi. It's the year of the dragon. So this video is just going to be quick overview of what's kind of been happening in Firo in the past couple of weeks. It's just going to be really informal, kind of impromptu. It's not rehearsed. But I thought it'd be good to give regular updates so that people are in the know of what's happening in the Firo world and I guess in privacy in general. So yeah, as you can see, actually, I guess the first thing that we are covering is kind of like the little revamp on the website. Since Spark has launched, we wanted to give our website, keep it more or less the same, but make it more in line with like Firo, Fire, and the Spark branding. So still more or less the same, right? We're still working on the content of several of the pages, but as you can see, it's a lot more red. It's a lot more, I guess, on brand for the Firo and Spark branding as well. So I hope you like it. If you have any suggestions, just feel free to throw it in. But I'm quite happy how this turned out and in the whole, and it didn't cost a lot of money as well. So yeah, this is, I guess, the first thing. Some of you may or may not have noticed it. The other thing that has kind of happened, which was quite nice, is a security researcher by the name of Patrick D or Patrick Drotlev. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Actually did a really in-depth review of the privacy protocols that Firo has previously used, namely the Zerocoin protocol and the Sigma protocol, right? And I think it's really nice to see, I would say, independent researchers take an interest in our work and also documenting basically our trials and tribulations with Zerocoin and Sigma as well. And he does intend to eventually cover Lelantus and Lelantus Spark, kind of like spanning across the entire history of our tech stack. So, if you really like this work, really just please please follow him on Twitter. He is Patrick D_DE. He's actually from basically this consultation and auditing firm, and there was no compensation whatsoever, so he just did this really of his own time, and he put in a lot of time and effort into it. So yeah, let's take a look, take a quick look at his post. Obviously we wouldn't go into the entire details of it, but as you can see, he covers about Zerocoin. As you know, Firo kind of started in 2016 as Zcoin because we used the Zerocoin protocol. We were the first cryptocurrency that used it, right? We actually launched a month earlier than Zcash, which actually uses the Zero Cash protocol, and was kind of like the first type of privacy protocol that was using, I would say, ZKPs or zero knowledge proofs. Obviously, Monero people would say that ring signatures are kind of ZKPs, but they're not in the, I would say, informal use of the word of ZKPs. This is kind of like the first approach, right? So it's pretty cool. He goes really into detail as to all of this, how all of this works. Obviously a lot of it is, I would say those who are like developer minded or have some sort of mathematics background, this would be really interesting. But even not, he even covered like, some of the vulnerabilities that were found. He has also covered like what happened when Firo or Zcoin then discovered the issue, what went wrong, and I guess like common pitfalls of implementing this, right? And back then, like Firo was like a really small team. It was basically a Paramin alone, right? Before we started bringing in other people, and Zerocoin at one point was, I would say, the second most used privacy protocol because there were PIVX also used it, and there were a lot of projects forking Firo or forking Zcoin and also forking PIVX at that time. So a lot of projects were using actually Zerocoin, and we found a vulnerability, or rather attacker found a vulnerability, but we found out what was wrong with it and managed to do a responsible disclosure for that. So that was a really big deal. Luckily, if he actually mentions here that let's take a look. Yeah, so they actually suggested, we actually had some ideas on how to fix Zerocoin, but then because we're already moving to Sigma, which was our new privacy protocol, which didn't require trusted setup, had, I guess, better performance characteristics like smaller transaction sizes and all of that, it didn't really kind of make sense to spend additional time fixing a broken protocol, although I would say it's probably possible to do so, but it wasn't immediately apparent, so we just decided not to do it. So you can see here, we would avoid certain issues, but yeah, actually links to some of the posts. It's quite interesting that I'm referenced in many of these references, so that's quite cool. Yeah, and one of the other cool things that happened was originally there was an effort to actually try to implement Zerocoin on Ethereum, right? And there was actually kind of, I would say, like a proof of concept code. Tyke actually worked with us, Tyke Ryodan, and he actually did some work to do this. Obviously, it's not complete, but it had many of the moving components. But what he actually also created as part of it was a big number library. So he actually used this. He created this library, which is kind of interestingly still in use today and in active maintenance. So it's quite nice to see that although I guess the big num library was kind of designed for Zerocoin and Ethereum, it's now like in use whenever you need to kind of fit something larger than a 256-bit integer. So this is our contribution to the greater space, not just Firo, not just privacy. We've also contributed a little bit to the Ethereum space as well. So yeah, it's actually actively being maintained. So that was really cool. He also, I think just a couple of days ago, also released this, which is the Sigma protocol, basically covering what we did once we switched around it. He goes, there's actually, besides our post, there has been really kind of little write-up and coverage of Sigma. So this is pretty good because it kind of, how would I say, documents the history and all the work that we actually did in this. And including like writing out all the math, and I guess in a much more easily readable manner as compared to let's say if you're trying to read the academic paper straight off. He's also noted that we have done besides the original paper by Jens Groth and Markov Kowai, both very prominent cryptographers. He's also we also use certain optimizations from a paper by Buter, which is called Short Accountable Ring Signatures, and we did all of that to get a lot of I would say optimization efficiencies, and that was also documented here, which before this wasn't really documented. It just kind of existed in these two separate papers and our code. So it's nice to kind of have a little write-up kind of describing all of this and all the work that we did. So it just goes to show how much work we've actually put into not just coding and implementing these privacy protocols, but actually creating them, right? So yeah, this was really good, nice work as well. So yeah, I mean, if you like it, right, please do follow him on Twitter. Give the post a like. He was actually a bit sad that outside his circle he didn't get much feedback and response. So if you like what you see, a quick saying like, this work is awesome, thank you so much, that would be really appreciative and encourage him to do more coverage of our work in such detail. Like, it's really good work, with all the proper references. And yeah, so I really look forward to seeing him cover Lelantus, and especially Lelantus Spark, which I think will be very educational and also gives more visibility to, I would say, our approach and when it comes to transactional privacy using ZKP on the blockchain. Yeah. So yeah, what else is new? Let's see. We have 18th of January, so we are kind of approaching like the 1 month mark since the launch of Spark, right? And we've seen quite like I would say quite encouraging numbers. We have seen over 610,000 Firo go into the Spark pool. Obviously, this number is constantly increasing, right? And there's already been like 4,000 transactions using Spark transactions in a period of 1 month. We hopefully would like to see this number go up, but it's very nice to see that people are already starting to play with this and all of that. So that's great, right? So you can see with a Spark transaction, sender receiver amounts all really hidden, and yeah, it's great privacy. There's nothing that's being leaked here. You can see, every couple of blocks you see someone using a Spark transaction, and you can be sure like that's a real transaction, not like it's not like just a trading or mining or consolidation, because people are using the privacy features for it. So that's really exciting as well. Yeah. So yeah, do use Spark transactions more, right? Now, of course, we've noticed that currently like Stack Wallet is having some bugs with syncing, right? And we've also recently deprecated the Firo Mobile wallet, which was supporting with Lelantus, because we've already moved to Spark, so you can also move the seed from the old mobile wallet and restore it in Stack. But because of certain refactors in Stack, a couple of things broke in their back end, and we're working closely with them, and they're working really hard to restore. It kind of works, but we're really trying to get down to the root of the issue to make sure that reliability of Stack is much higher than it is currently. So they're really hard at work. Hopefully we get that sorted in the next couple of weeks as well. And we intend, once we kind of lock that down, we really intend to kind of move towards that first experience that you have with Firo, instead of the Qt wallet, which looks kind of dated, requires a lot of syncing time and blockchain space. We want your default experience to be, Stack like wallet, with Spark addresses at the forefront. And maybe for the moment only those using masternodes and other stuff would use the Qt wallet. So yeah, that's kind of our plan. And recently, if you take a look at our forum, let's take a look at let's see, forum. Let's take a look. Oh, okay. All right. So let's take a look. So, you can always come into our forum and take a look at our weekly Firo Development meeting minutes. We post it, I guess, once every week. Do we? I mean, it's definitely recorded once a week. But, we maybe post it in batches. So recently, we've just really been kind of focused on ironing out any bugs on Spark, because Spark is running very smoothly, but we noticed certain cosmetic bugs, and we also would really like to improve on the speed and optimization, because we really want to make Spark like easy to use and like a pleasure to use. Right now, they kind of like a bit of rough corners here and there. So our plan is to kind of spend the first quarter of 2024 to kind of iron out as much bugs as we can, and to get as much optimizations as we can to make sure Spark is a pleasant experience before we start building anything extra. Because one of the next things that we're supposed to do is to actually like move mining rewards, masternode rewards into Spark addresses, but that only kind of makes sense if Spark works really well and is fast and snappy, right? You don't want to be having like this less than optimal thing, and you're gonna get like a bad user experience. So we're trying to iron all of those out, and then after that we can start moving to having more of our ecosystem using Spark addresses. So that's really nice as well. Yep. So yeah, do follow in our forums, and our forum actually has a lot of stuff. There's an ongoing discussion of like the long-term direction of Firo, whether we should stick as a privacy cryptocurrency, should be a L2 and all of that. I don't have any particular kind of focus, or rather like I don't have any particular preference, but it was good to get like a community sentiment feedback. We received quite a lot of feedback from here, but I would say please do continue weighing in, and it's open to everyone, right? Like, you don't even have to be a Firo holder. Just make sure that you explain your reasons why you don't like something, because that gives it more weight, right? In I guess Firo governance, like, you know, explaining your reasons is important more so than just saying I have a bunch of Firo, I should dictate it, and that's not how you know, governance should work, right? Yeah. So yeah, this is really cool. Okay. This is another interesting thing that just came up recently, which is DeFiNation, which they recently added Firo support. And what it basically allows is that you can get virtual cards, right? Virtual Visas, virtual MasterCards with no KYC directly with Firo. There is a charge on top of it, but it makes it like Firo kind of like usable in the real, where you can just like buy a prepaid credit card and basically use it anywhere where Visa and MasterCard is accepted. So I think that's great. You know, give them a try, let them know how it works. Obviously, you know, we're not endorsing it, you know, give it a shot. Let me know how it goes. So far, we haven't had any complaints, but you know, maybe start with the lower amounts first and tell me what your user experience is in the comments, right? Okay, so one of the other things that I wanted to show you was actually Komodo wallet. As you know, Firo DAX is actually, I would say, a white label from Komodo wallet, previously known as Atomic DAX. So basically, it's an atomic swap DAX, you know, with decentralized infrastructure, and I think it's one of those, like, you know, things that we really want to promote, especially, you know, as like exchange listings start getting a bit more complicated, as we've seen, you know, with the Binance fiasco. Obviously, I mean, you know, I know people are going to get panic. You know, I don't think our listing at Binance is at risk. We have had a monitoring tag, but so far we've complied with all their requirements. They're in the process of implementing exchange addresses, and you know, so far there's no alarm bells, and they're saying everything is fine. So, you know, sit tight. But you know, meanwhile, the whole point of doing exchange addresses is to build time to have decentralized exchanges, and Komodo wallet, or rather Atomic DAX, is one way. You know, you can also check out Firo DAX, and previously, before this, you had to kind of like have your own kind of desktop wallet, install it, and that was kind of crappy user experience. But now there is you know, a full website that you can just load your keys in, and remember, the keys are being stored within your browser, so it's not like, you know, uploaded somewhere else. And all you have to do is just go to app.komodoplatform.com. I guess, you know, we'll put it in the link below. And you basically load your seed in the wallet. You could also connect your hardware wallet to it, but I tried that. It was still a bit buggy. Remember, this is still, I would say, in beta alpha stage and whatnot, but all the swaps work. So I would say stick to just using your Atomic DAX, Firo DAX seed within this, and don't put too much. You know, this is a web-based wallet. You shouldn't be putting huge amounts of money, even if you have total custody over it, right? So okay, like you can see, this is about like $690 worth inside. There's Bitcoin, there's Firo, and there's BEP20 Firo. And if you don't know, BEP20 Firo is actually a token on Binance Smart Chain, and a lot of, unfortunately, it results in a lot of confusion. If you take a look at CoinGecko, let's look at CoinGecko. You notice that CoinGecko, I just knocked my mic, has two Firo listings. One which is Binance Peg Firo, right? And you can see its markets where they only put Pancake Bing as without listing, without actually listing the Pancake Swap. But Pancake Swap is where you want to be when you want to exchange stuff. So take a look at this, right? Pancake Swap is like, you know, pancakeswap.finance, right? You just basically go to trade and swap, right? You connect your MetaMask. So you have BNB, USDT on Binance Smart Chain, and you can do this, you know, this is like DeFi. So basically an Ethereum fork, right? You can do all of this. And why we pick Binance Smart Chain as well, because Binance already issued a backed token, right? And the good thing about Binance pegged Firo is that they have a separate address that they put all the Firo that is backing the actual issued Binance pegged Firo. So it's kind of like a wrap Bitcoin but for Firo, and you know, Binance does this free of charge, right? So let's take a look at how we use Pancake Swap. So PancakeSwap.finance, we go to trade, we go to swap, right? We see BNB there, and let's say I want to swap like a little bit to get some Firo, right? This comes out, there's a price, right? I put my slippage tolerance, and yeah, let's swap and get some Binance pegged Firo, right? Yeah, okay, let's see. So now we have like 0.79. So oops, what just happened? Did I need to refresh it? Okay, let's try that again. 0.1. The pitch tolerance. Okay. Refresh it? No. Oh, it's requesting. Looks like my internet kind of went a bit haywire. Let's try that again. 0.1. Right, let's do a swap now. Confirm swap. As you can see, you know, like this DEX is pretty good for like small amounts, like a couple of $100 with very little slippage. And I am confirming the swap. Oops, it requires me because I'm using my hardware wallet. Let's use that. I confirm. Right. Cool. So the swap has happened, and you can see now that my balance in Firo has increased. You see, that just happened in a matter of seconds. A little bit of little bugs here and there, but okay, now we have EP20 Firo, right? So how do we swap it to native Firo? Of course, you know, you could deposit it to Binance and then withdraw it as native Firo, but let's do this in a kind of like decentralized DEX manner, right? Go to Komodo wallet, and let's first of all send this Firo. Let's deposit. So let's take a look. We have 9 BEP20 Firo here. Let's receive, right? So that's the BEP20 Firo. I'm going to send it using my web wallet. Let's see. Let's do. Send. Let's say 10. I acknowledge. Okay. Yes. 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 So that transaction is now sending, and look, it succeeded, right? So now you can see, look, the amount has almost immediately increased, right? So you send 10 Firo, now we have 19 Firo, right? Now let's swap it because we don't really want BEP20 Firo, right? Let's swap it to native Firo and get like some privacy from it, right? So you take a look here. Let's do a swap, and now we swap it to native Firo, right? And let's say let's swap half of it, right? Take a look, right? 48 cents in fees, still pretty low, right? Swap now. Confirm. And now the atomic swap is in progress. Now, it typically takes like a couple of minutes, and people may say, oh, that's so slow. But remember, you're doing it cross-chain. And if you're doing on an exchange, remember this is from wallet to wallet. means like you don't have to withdraw it from the exchange. It already happens. Like once it's done, it's done. It's already within your wallet. It's already within your custody, right? So like, look, let's take a look, right? Look, it's already confirmed started, 29 seconds. I would say it's going to be done in like 5 minutes. Remember, this is swapping from Binance Smart Chain into native Firo and doing it both ways. So this is really nice. Don't forget that if you want to do this, you know, your wallet has to have some BNB, because you know you still have to pay fees and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, if you on Binance Smart Chain, you have to have some BNB and whatnot, and you're going to be using that as gas, right? So you see, you can take a look here. Look, what's happening is ongoing, right? You can always click in and see the progress. It's already, look, 60% in 1 minute, and you can see all of this is happening one by one, right? So yeah, let's kind of like, you know, I would say, you know, while we are waiting for this to kind of confirm, which I would say will be done in the next couple of minutes, let's also take a look at something that, you know, I want to encourage you guys to do. If you're already in EP20 Firo or you want to earn some fees, you can always provide liquidity to the DEX, right? And you can do this. Take a look, right? Come here, you go to trade, you go to liquidity, right? And you can say add liquidity, right? And you can add it on any pair. Right, say Firo, WBMP, you want to specify your fee. I would recommend, because this is a relatively low liquidity pool, just pick the 100%. And then what you do is that you define your bands where you want to provide the liquidity from. You know, I want to place it here, I want to place it there. You know, it'll tell you how much you need to put. Like, let's say if you have like, you know, 2 here, it'll tell you how much corresponding Firo that you need to put. Obviously, if you like, you know, move the band here, you can provide one-sided liquidity. That means I only want to sell Firo for BNB, and that's fine, right? And yeah, I would recommend, I would say, like, you know, doing it on you know, BNB and Firo, because remember, BNB is kind of like the Ethereum for Binance Smart Chain, and because it's crypto, it tends to move together, so you're not suffering a lot from impermanent loss. But there's nothing stopping you from, let's say, making a Firo USDT pair, right? And you can be the first one to do that. And when it routes through, right, you earn fees. Every time it's swapped, you earn 1% of the trade fee. So that's really cool. I would recommend you to do that. Let's just quickly check it. Look, oh, it's done. 3 minutes. You know, from one chain to another, it's right in your wallet, right in your custody, and you have swapped it to native Firos. Pretty freaking amazing, in my opinion. But let's just quickly cover this. Now from here, you know, you can manage your liquidity positions. You can come in here. You can see that I just did this today. You know, it's already earned like $4 worth of fees, right? And yeah, you can specify different bands and all of that. But so yeah, you know, play around with this. You can see even my other ones, like $1 here. And yeah, this was just created like a couple of hours ago when I was messing with it, and it's already earned like $5 in swaps. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of all that I want to cover today. I hope you enjoyed this session, and we'll do more. And yeah, I want to use this, I guess, as an informal chill and learn about things that you can do with Firo, because I feel like there's lack of awareness on all the cool things, and you guys really enjoyed the previous kind of thing that we did with non-KYC.io and show you how to use the exchange with Spark addresses. So yeah, again, Happy New Year and have a great one. Take care. Bye.